This is always a big question that I receive, and how do you find money in your palm? Well, triangles on the inside of your lifeline is one very good indicator. Then, also, if you find vertical lines on the mount of Venus down on the bottom side of it, those vertical lines can show money coming in since Venus rules money. That's always a good indicator, especially if you have that triangle on the inside of your lifeline. Now, if the triangle is on the outside of your lifeline, that could mean a period of time where you can attract more money or receive money in your life as well, especially if that triangle connects to your fate line. Well, then you know there's extra additional money coming in from your career. But on the inside of the lifeline, it could be lottery winnings, it could be inheritance, money from the family, that kind of thing. If your headline, heartline, and lifeline all together run in and create a big M, that means that you're generally very open to being a magnet to attract money. It's what we call the big M, the big money M in our palm. Last but not least, it's what we call the bracelets. Now, if you tilt your palm towards you, you look at those bracelets that you have there on your wrist. The first one might be a little chain, little loop, because it runs for the first 30 years of our life. And that's when we're establishing our wealth, right? We have been children, we are teens, we're not really attracting or making money. The 20s, yes, we're still maybe at school or just starting to establish ourselves as a family. So normally that isn't really a deep line unless you come from family with money. But then the second bracelet is running from the age 30 to 60. And normally we have three bracelets, two or three, depending on the length of your life. Now, that one should be much more stable, deep, running clear. And if it is, you will be okay as far as your financial situation in life. If there's still a lot of loops and chains, it goes to show that you might still struggle a little bit of attracting wealth and money in your life. But the deeper they run, the better. The more bracelets you have, also the better. And of course, we want them to look healthy to attract healthy, good money, right? So look for all of these indicators in your palm and you will find where money is visible for you. And always look at the timing or the timelines to know when things are going to start happening in your life. Now let's look at other areas where money may come from. And we're looking at the triangles right now. So let's start over here at Venus, okay, under your thumb. Well, this is all family. We mentioned that just a little bit earlier. Money coming from family or with a family-related business, perhaps. Under Jupiter, which is your index finger, well, that has to do with travel or foreign corporations, foreign people, international trade. It could be within the area of law, being a lawyer, a judge, or also a professor, a teacher, and so forth. It has to do with information that goes out to the world in the area of teaching, right? Or in justice, or also in travel or international things. That's Jupiter. And Jupiter is very, very abundant. Let me tell you though, anybody who has a triangle under this finger is very lucky indeed. It's very auspicious. Think about the abundance. The size of the planet is huge, right? So yes, you can come to see that there would be a lot of money coming to you from this area. Now, Saturn, that is corporations, it's structure, it is also karmic, it's what you work for, you toil for, right? That's more corporate, being employed, right? And it's also where normally the fate line will go, so that's coming through your own very hard efforts, right? And of course, there could also be an achievement as far as being self-employed and so forth, so it doesn't have to be within corporate, but it could be. But it comes a little harder. Anything with Saturn comes a little harder, but then again, we can come to appreciate it that much more than Jupiter that will just dump, a lottery ticket in your lap. Money easy come, can easy go, but the money that we labor for, we totally appreciate. So moving over to the ring finger, which is ruled by the sun, that is all things creative. So as an artist, that can be self-expression, you know, through paints, dance, music, theater, and so forth. Anywhere where you radiate and shine and bring your goods out to the world. If you have a triangle here, that means recognition. It means money will be coming to you, and that you can be very fortunate with whatever you're striving for. And if it's way up above your heart line, well, then it's after the age of 50. You need to kind of look at the timeline video too, so you can get the timing within your palm. I did mention that a little earlier too. It's just that it's important because there's always that question, when will things come, right? So if that triangle, say, is below the headline on a sun line, well, then that's before age 35. The headline is around age 35, so you can kind of time it that way. Now, your little finger ruled by Mercury is all about communication, and so any triangle here upon this line, and it doesn't have to be placed exactly where I placed them. It could be further down in the palm if it's connected to one of the lines going up to your little finger, better yet, because then that's a career line and you will be making money through your career and also making quite a bit, should I say. So Mercury rules anything communication. It could be if you're a news reporter or a radio announcer, or you're working on the web, right? That is definitely a big area of communication. And it could also be within writing, right? As an author, for example. Facts is one thing. Mercury's always very, very curious, wanting to know. Maybe you were a publisher of sorts, for example, to give out all that written knowledge. So any of these fields can bring it to you in such a beautiful way. Going down to the moon, the mount of the moon, well, this is an area of caring. It's compassion. It's giving. It's also how we feel and how we react. It's like the sun radiates, the moon receives and radiates out that way, right? It reflects our emotion, and it's how we really just care for the people that we love. We can find a lot of doctors, nurses, healers, and so forth. Somebody who's here to help somebody else. That's how we can see this. And so there is where you can make your money. So in any of these professions, you can do very, very well, right? Where it comes easy to you, not saying that you're not having to work. You want to see where that fate line goes. If it goes up to Saturn, well, then you are working really, really hard. But it's just these additional blessings, you know, so we always want to see where these triangles show up. I'd also like to mention too that stars really can bring and manifest things that we like as well. So I'm adding a little star icon down here, and you could replace those triangles with stars. Now, stars also brings recognition. Now, the triangles may bring money, the stars recognition, or also maybe even fame upon the lines or the mounts where it is found. So we love, love, love those stars. Now, at last, what I do want to mention before I let you go is the big money triangle in the middle of your hand. We've talked about the big M, right? Heartline, headline, and lifeline connected, right? So it makes this big M. That is good. But if you now look at the fate line going up, and there is a triangle right in there, which is a part of your headline, connecting to your headline, that is probably one of the best ones. That alongside with the M, the big money M, because it would be one of the sides of that M. So that triangle right there is absolutely one that can make you mega money. So look for that one. You're very, very lucky should you have it. All right, so that is just the small little insights of what we have for you here today. So thank you for watching and following, and do subscribe to get more of the updates here within Palmistry, also astrology down the line, and I got other goodies coming for you later on.